China once made a decision so strange that it shocked the world. They released millions of rabbits into a desert. At first glance, it sounded like a joke or a disaster waiting to happen. Why would any country release soft, fast breeding animals into one of the harshest environments on earth? Deserts mean extreme heat, lack of water, and almost no vegetation. So, what was China really trying to achieve? And did it actually work, or did it spiral into chaos? The story begins with one of China's biggest environmental threats: desertification. Large parts of northern China, especially areas near the Gobi Desert, were slowly turning into barren land. Strong winds carried sand into cities, destroying farmland, choking crops, and even causing massive sandstorms that reached as far as Beijing. Trees planted to stop the sand often failed because the soil was too weak and dry. China needed a solution: fast, cheap, and effective. That's when scientists turned to an unexpected ally: rabbits. Certain native rabbit species are extremely good at surviving in dry environments. They reproduce quickly, dig deep burrows, and most importantly, they help improve soil structure. When rabbits dig, their tunnels allow air and moisture to move deeper into the ground. Their droppings act as natural fertilizer, helping microorganisms grow and slowly restoring soil health. The idea was simple but risky: release millions of rabbits to naturally rebuild the ecosystem from the ground up. But here's the question everyone asks: wouldn't rabbits overpopulate and destroy whatever little vegetation remained? This concern wasn't imaginary. History had already shown what happens when rabbits are introduced irresponsibly. Australia is the best example, where rabbits became one of the worst invasive species ever. China knew this risk, so they didn't just release random rabbits everywhere. The project was tightly controlled, using native species, specific regions, and constant monitoring by environmental teams. In the early stages, results were surprisingly positive. Vegetation began to return in small patches. The soil became more stable, and sand movement slowed down. As plants grew back, insects and birds returned, slowly rebuilding a fragile but functioning ecosystem. In some regions, the rabbits acted as a bridge, helping the land recover enough so that grass and shrubs could survive, after which rabbit numbers were reduced naturally by predators and environmental limits. However, the experiment wasn't perfect. In certain areas, rabbit populations grew faster than expected, forcing authorities to intervene. Some rabbits had to be relocated, and in a few cases, population control measures were introduced. This showed that nature doesn't follow human plans perfectly, no matter how scientific they seem. So, was releasing millions of rabbits a success or a mistake? The answer lies somewhere in between. It wasn't a magical fix, but it proved that creative nature based solutions can work when used carefully. The project taught scientists a powerful lesson. Sometimes the smallest creatures can play the biggest role in saving the environment, but only if humans respect the balance of nature. Today, China continues to fight desertification using a mix of methods: trees, grasslands, technology, and yes, animals. The rabbit experiment remains one of the most unusual environmental strategies ever attempted, reminding the world that solving massive problems may require thinking in completely unexpected ways. Because sometimes saving a desert doesn't start with machines or walls, it starts with a rabbit digging a hole in the sand.